Welcome to Disney Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm G.
And this week, we put on our Air Hercs and head to ancient Greece, listening to a gospel music soundtrack and sipping on some Hercules soda.
Dunking on Hades. Hercules from 1997.
Maybe we owe him money?
He's the strongest man on Earth.
Aren't you a damsel in distress?
I can handle this. Have a nice day.
He's the nicest guy in town.
Don't let your guard down because of a pair of big goo-goo eyes!
But he's having a devil of a time.
Name is Hades, Lord of the Dead. Hi, how you doing?
We are worms!
Memo to me, maim you after my meeting.
Trying to prove himself.
Is this kid gonna mess up my hostile takeover bid or what?
The hero is only as good as his weapon! Use your head!
Let's get ready to rumble! My favorite part of the game. Sudden death.
Come on!
Take off on an epic new adventure.
I'm right behind you, kid! I'm way behind you, kid!
So, what'd you think of it?
Well, I mean, I was waiting for you because, I mean, everybody knows what I think. And
it's a really good movie.
It didn't disappoint me at all. I didn't have, I was a little scared because before we watched it, you're like, ooh, what if it's not as good as you remember? And I was like, shit, what if it's not as good as I remember? And then I was watching it and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is great. This is fantastic.
Well, you remember all the songs. It has to be good.
Yeah, it's not just, it has one song. It has 5 songs that are super good.
And the first time in forever. No, wait.
Wrong movie. No, this movie just makes me feel warm and happy, and it's a fun movie. Like, I just don't...
See, that to me is the key. It's a fun movie. It is really fun.
I just don't understand why it doesn't get the same attention that some of the other 90s Disney movies
Yeah, that's bizarre, because to me, it's just like all the other 90s Disney movies. It's just as good. I don't get it. And this is the first time I've seen it. I haven't seen a lick of this. I had no idea. I mean, I've seen James Woods' thing, and stuff like that, but, I didn't know it had Danny DeVito.
Which also... very awesome.
Yeah.
Super great character. Yeah, this movie is just perfection. And I just don't understand why it doesn't get more credit as it should.
Why doesn't it get more pop?
2 thumbs way up for our leading lady.
Hercules from 1997. Coming of age, family, comedy, animation, action, adventure. Taken from the gods as a newborn and adopted on Earth, Hercules becomes an awkward teenage pillar of strength. While trying to fit in, he discovers that his dad is Zeus and he could live on Mount Olympus if he can move from zero to true hero. Hercules teams with babyhood pal Pegasus, the flying stallion, and Phil, a feisty personal trainer for a mission. But it's no easy task, as he must match wits with the Grecian beauty Meg and a sinister hothead named Hades, with the help of comical sidekicks Pain and Panic. Hades just plans to rule the universe, with only Hercules standing in his way. Contains tobacco descriptions.
So wait, isn't Hades a god as well?
Yes, he's a god as well, but he's the god
he went to Mount Olympus. He's a god.
He's the god of the underworld. Which I guess if you had to say this movie was missing something, I feel like Hades needed a musical number. Like a villain song. Yeah,
that was one of the things that was missing. I don't know if James Woods can sing.
They could have just... They could have, I don't know, done something.
Had a step singer.
No, I mean, I think he could have figured something out. It could have been like a... I don't know, more like a talk singing song. Something. I don't know. But,
Sally do.
So, directors and writers, Ron Clements and John Musker, I mean, they're...
Yeah, we've talked about them a million times.
They're Aladdin, Little Mermaid, Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet.
Moana.
They're just really good at what they do. They've struggled a couple times, maybe mainly just with Treasure Planet.
Well, Treasure Planet, the biggest problem with Treasure Planet is using the Treasure Island story, which is totally fucked out.
Fortunately, they just made a bad decision there.
Yeah. So you know what we need to take another whack at? Treasure Island. Hasn't been done. It hasn't been
done in 2 years. Let's do it again, as opposed to doing it 25 million times.
Yeah.
Okay, so... I thought that the guy who voiced Hercules was, more famous, but...
No, that Tate Donovan guy, he's just kind of in a lot of TVs and shows and stuff, and he was kind of ubiquitous in the 90s, because he was on Friends, and he was on that fucking one show.
The OC?
No, the one with Callista Flockhart. I saw it in there, now I'm blanking.
Who?
Yeah, I know.
The one with who?
Callista Flockhart.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know, right? It was some lawyer show.
Damages?
No.
but he's in that too. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either way, I thought he was more famous, I guess, for some reason. Like, I thought...
It's because he has a name that sounds famous. Oh, I'm Tate Donovan.
I'm great. I'm good.
Congratulations on being Hercules.
I know, I literally jumped up and down, and at the end of the conversation, I cried. I know that sounds like ludicrous, because usually when I get an audition, a role, I immediately become nervous, and I never allow myself to enjoy it, you know.
Right.
And this one, I was just like, wow, I'm going to be part of, history.
Disney history, you're
those
not
things
kidding.
last forever, and my kids are going to see it. And
That's true. And then also Susan Egan with Meg. I thought she was more famous.
No, her biggest thing was being Belle in Broadway on Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
She was the #1 Belle.
OG Belle.
Yeah.
So she's actually singing her song.
Yeah.
And she's really great because the song is pretty good. Just saying. One of the best parts of the movie. And Meg is great, honestly. Like, she's such a good character.
Yeah, very good character. Very complex. Very nice.
All right, miss.
Megara. My friends call me Meg. At least they would if I had any friends. So, did they give you a name along with all those rippling pectorals?
She's just really sassy, which I really like. And she's very just witty and smart.
Yeah, and then you have James Woods, who is incredible.
Does he live up to all of your expectations and dreams?
He does.
Your greatest dreams for this movie?
Yeah. He really does.
Which, well, I'll just save it with a fun fact. But, and then Danny DeVito as Phil, which apparently you had no idea that he was in this movie.
Nope, who was also incredible.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. And then my last one is just shouting out pain as Bobcat Goldthwait. And they wrote the character
Who
for
is
him.
Bobcat Goldthwait? I have no idea. I saw that and I'm like, I don't know who this is, but I feel
Police
like he's
Academy.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, he directs a lot of stuff now. He's just Bobcat Goldthwait. He's a comedian. People just know him.
Yeah.
He's an entity.
He just lives in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
The last one I wanted to call out, it's a really small part, but Wayne Knight, or Newman.
Oh, I thought I heard him, but I didn't see him in the cast.
He was the pot guy at the beginning that had all those pots.
Yeah.
And he was pretty good. And actually one more, Rip Torn was Zeus.
What was he really? Mm-hmm. Why didn't they have? Okay, that actually makes sense. It's exactly what he sounds like. Yeah,
he sounds just like him.
Rip Torn is a good god.
Didn't know you had a famous father, did you? Surprise. Okay. What fun facts you got?
That James Woods ad-libbed a ton of his lines. Like, he's Robin Williams over here.
Well, and apparently he basically, they had to completely rewrite a lot of the script because he came up with this idea to be this kind of, fast-talking car salesman-y type guy.
Yeah.
When originally the Hades was designed as, a dark, brooding...
Well, that'll lead into my second fun fact. That John Lithgow was the original Hades. They recorded the entire dialogue with him.
That just... Yeah, and it wouldn't work because
he would have been the slow, more down, low, John Lithgow-y kind of Hades, and it would have been a different movie.
I just feel like it wouldn't have been as good because Hades is part of what makes the movie so good.
Well, Hades is what makes the movie great.
On that note, another consideration for Hades was Jack Nicholson. He turned down the part, and then he ended up he was in Batman as the Joker, which James Woods apparently auditioned for that part and turned that part down.
Oh, he would have been a good Joker, but not as good as Jack.
And then became Hades. So they kind of did a wraparound there.
Sure. 7 or 8 years apart.
Just saying. It's a fun little coincidence.
My other one is that the Spice Girls were offered the Muses role, but they couldn't make it work out with their schedule.
Well, and it wouldn't have been the whole thing of being a gospel music thing makes it amazing. That's what makes it so good. And doing the Spice Girls, it just wouldn't have been.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Just wouldn't have been as good.
I really want a Hercules.
Danny DeVito initially didn't want to do the part, and they auditioned 10 to 20 other actors, including Joe Pesci, John Cusack, Bill Murray, and Al Pacino, and they basically cornered him while he was filming Matilda during lunch, and convinced him to do the part.
It's like, I'm doing all these fucking kids movies.
Yeah, but he's just, he's great.
Well, everybody loves Danny DeVito.
He's just, he's Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ones? You good?
No, that's it. That's all. So what we're gonna do?
Well, you usually come up with what we're doing. You usually go...
You usually come up with it. What are you talking about?
I don't know, fight our way through this? We're gonna Pegasus our way through this?
Our way through this?
I don't know.
Hero our way through this?
Yeah, something like that.
We're gonna hero our way through.
Yep. Okay. So the movie starts, and basically you, right off the bat, meet all the muses.
Yeah, you meet the muses. They're singing the song about the gospel.
Gospel truth.
The gospel truth, yeah.
What our story is
You listen to him? He's making this story sound like some Greek tragedy.
Lighten up, dude. We'll take it from here, darling.
You go, girl.
We are the muses, goddesses of the arts, and proclaimers of heroes.
Heroes like Hercules.
Honey, you mean Hercules. I'd like to make some sweet music
Our
with his...
story actually begins long before Hercules, many eons ago. Back when the world was new, the planet Earth was down on its luck.
And basically just kind of explaining the backstory of
The ancient past.
of Zeus and the Titans and how everything came to be.
How the world is now.
So we go up to Mount Olympus, and they're having like basically like a baby shower.
It is a baby shower, yeah.
For Hercules.
Well, wait, or...
Like a birthday party type of...
Yeah.
They're having a god party for baby Hercules.
Yeah, an actual, like, oh, hey, here are your baby's born party.
Yeah.
That should be a thing instead of the parties before. It should be parties after.
It is in other cultures, just not here.
Okay.
I think it is in, like, Hispanic.
It's like, here the baby's born, and you, like, close the door and, like...
Pretty much. No, I think that's a thing in other cultures, just not in America.
Yeah, fair enough. And we meet in little baby Hercules, and he gets his little gift of Pegasus.
Baby Pegasus, super
little
cute.
good horse, or head button.
And then Hades comes in and basically makes it a real downer. Don't even really get why he shows up, but
well, he like tries to stick that evil sucker in his mouth. Like, who knows what that could have done to him?
Yeah,
you know, it's a lot like oh shit, what the hell? It's Sleeping. Is it Sleeping Beauty?
Actually,
it is. It's a lot like that.
I was thinking that at the beginning of when I was watching. I was like, oh, I never thought about that. That's like Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, the villain shows up immediately, which is awesome in any movie. When the villain's there in the first 5 minutes, you've got a good movie. It's I don't know why they're not doing that more often.
I haven't been this choked up since I got a hunk of moussaka caught in my throat. It's an audience or a mosaic. But yeah, so and then we follow him down to the underworld where we meet Pain and Panic, his little henchmen.
His demons.
Which are hilarious.
And we meet the Fates.
Okay, actually, I love this part with the Fates. I think it's really funny because they're
sharing their eye. Like, oh.
Well, it kind of reminds me actually of Black Cauldron with those 3 witches.
It is very much like the 3 witches. Yeah.
And these guys also wrote Black Cauldron, so I feel like they were borrowing from themselves.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I feel like they borrowed from themselves a little bit.
They're like, hey, you know what was a good idea that we didn't execute very well? Let's try that good idea again.
Right, and just Hades is basically getting them to tell them.
There was no horny witch.
No, there was definitely no. Well, no, because he's like talking to the one witch because she's like, we're not supposed to tell the future, and she's like, oh, and Hades is like, oh, well, you look great, da 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 da, and so then she's like, okay, fine, I'll tell you your future.
Concept. So let me just ask: is this kid gonna mess up my hostile takeover bid or what? What do you think?
Oh, no, you don't. We're not supposed to reveal the future.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Time out. Can I ask you a question, by the way? Did you cut your hair or something? You look fabulous. Did you? I mean, you look like a fate worse than death.
And basically they tell him that in order for him to be successful, like, Hercules can't participate in defending.
He can't fight, yeah.
Or he'll fail.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, shit. Okay, now I have to get rid of Hercules.
And that's why he showed up. He wanted to see if they gave what kind of god they gave birth to, you know?
Oh, I guess that's probably true.
Yeah. Just like in Sleeping Beauty, like, did you give birth to some terrible, like, baby, or did you give birth to a god? What's going on? Can I see what it is?
But he didn't really know that Hercules was going to be a threat.
It crushed his hands.
It did crush his hands.
Yeah, come on. He knew. He saw. It's a little golden boy.
And Okay, so Pain and Panic kidnap Hercules, which I'm like, you guys should have better security systems than this. I mean, come on. And they give him this potion, but he has to drink the whole thing, and he doesn't drink the last drop, so he still stays super strong.
Yeah, now he's a mortal. He's not a god. He's no longer a god. He can be killed. Not easily.
No.
But he can be killed.
He's picked up by this childless couple, who think that a miracle has descended upon them because they found Hercules.
Well, that is kind of a miracle.
Well, yeah, it is. And they basically just take him in as their own.
I mean, it's like the luck of your dad being God is that you get these nice people that take you in.
Yeah. Essentially, Pain and Panic decide they're not going to tell Hades.
Well, yeah, why would they? That gives them 18 years of...
Well, they're just hoping that he doesn't find out.
If sounds good.
I love Pain and Panic. And actually, one of the shirts that I don't know if you remember that I have for Disney World says It's Pain and Panic's babysitting service. It's one of my favorite shirts.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
It's good stuff.
Good stuff! Oh, and then we get another Muses song.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hercules is grown up.
Well, he's like a teenager now.
He's grown up. He's going to the market with his paw.
This part is great.
And he's running the chariot super fast.
Well, what makes this part great is finally Dee gets to understand every time he's like, "You mean Hercules?" That's actually a line in this part because the other teenage boys are like, "Nice catch, Hercules."
Yeah, because they're throwing the disc around, or discus, and Hercules goes to catch it, and even though they're like, "No, don't," and he smashes one of the columns in the trade market thing.
Yeah.
And it destroys literally the entire market. All the columns fall, all the roofs fall. Because, he's basically like a warhammer. Boom.
Yeah, so everybody hates him. And everybody, knows that he's just... Clearly, he's caused this kind of disastrous situation before.
Right, well, everybody gives him the side eye every time he moves because nobody wants him to do anything because he destroys everything he touches.
Right. So then he's telling his dad, he's like, "Oh, I just don't feel like I fit in. My life sucks." And his dad's like, "Oh." And then we get the first iteration of "I Can Go the Distance."
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a great warm welcome will be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, "This is where I'm meant to be." I will find my way. I can go the distance. I'll be there someday.
First banger.
I can go the distance where I belong.
Something like that. Yeah, not exactly.
I don't remember how it goes.
Find my way. Somehow I'll be strong. Be there someday. Anyways.
But anyways, his parents end up telling him the truth.
So he decides he needs to go to the Temple of Zeus.
The Palace of the Gods.
To figure out.
Temple of the Gods. Gets there through trial and tribulation.
Through Go the Distance Part 2.
Yeah, Go the Distance Part 2. And then he meets his dad, Zeus, even though he's scared to death that the statue's coming alive.
This part's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It's really funny. And he's like, "What? I'm a god? I don't understand." His dad tells him, "If you want to come back to Mount Olympus, you have to prove yourself a true hero." He doesn't just say a hero, a true hero.
Yeah, and he's a god again. But he gives him Pegasus back.
Yeah, and tells him to go find Philoctetes.
So really, he has like a god animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a god sidekick. He's fringe level god. They go to find Phil, and we get the additional third part of "I Can Go the Distance."
Yeah.
It's a three-parter, but it's all good. And we meet Phil on the island.
Somebody meet Phil.
Something like that.
Somebody meet him now.
And Phil is just essentially tells Hercules,
he's retired. He's like, "No, I've done it all. Like,
I can't
you.
do this. I've had too much disappointment in my life.
I'm done with it. I was going to be the world's most famous physical trainer, but I'm not doing it no more."
Yeah, and he tells him about all the people that he trained. A lot of yusses. And
he's really upset about Achilles.
Well, yeah, because he's like, that fucking heel of his. And he, and it was like his biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
But then Hercules essentially is like, no, I'm really strong. Come look at me. And then Phil starts going into his song. And then Zeus basically zaps Phil. And Phil's like, "Okay, fine. I'll help you."
Yeah.
I'm fine. And I like this part. This song, the One Last Hope song that Phil sings, and the montage.
One last hope. I don't remember.
I know, you don't remember. He's like, you're my one last hope, and I hope it's you.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it's really good, because then we see her growing up, and he becomes, a, quote, hero.
He gets, like, swole.
Yeah, he's super swole. And also, he is now 18, because it's 18 years later.
Oh, right. I guess that's true.
Yeah, earlier he was more of like a 15...
let's say 16-year-
old. Yeah, he basically just turns into an adult in like a short amount of time.
He's like, "Whoa." They just go off to go to Thebes. Which
is like a tough, big city.
It's New York City, Greece.
Yeah.
But on the way, he fights this monster for a damsel in distress.
For Meg, even though she's not really in distress, but she's apparently trying to convince this guy to join Hades' army, because we don't, I knew. You don't know at first that she actually is working for Hades, because she has to.
Right. And Hercules is just super into her. He's like, damn,
she's
bitch.
Hot. Why would you not be into her? She's
so hot.
She's hot and funny. And Phil is into her for a hot second. And she's like, oh, no, get away. And so she's super sassy and
Wait, can we give you a ride?
I don't think your Pinto likes me very much.
Pegasus? Oh, no, don't be silly. He'd be more than happy to... Ow.
I'll be all right. I'm a big, tough girl. I tie my own sandals and everything.
Then finally they go away. Meg goes further into the forest, and we get the connection with Hades.
Yeah, and... because she runs into Pain... Panic first?
A couple of rodents looking for a theme park.
Yeah.
Who you calling a rodent, sister? I'm a bunny. Yes, we run into them, and she basically is going off about, I'm sorry, it was this guy Hercules, and then Hades finds out that they lied to him.
What?
Yeah, he gets real mad, and they're trying to tell him, oh no, Hercules is a super popular name.
It was like Jason and Brittany a couple years ago.
When all the boys were named Jason and all the girls were all named Brittany. It's a super popular name.
So ridiculous.
It's really funny, though. And that's, so basically he tells them, okay, well, all of you are going to help me fix this. You made him mortal, so we're going to fix this. So we go to Thebes.
Yeah, we're into NYC Thebes. Where it's like, I'm walking here.
Yeah, and then the guy's trying to sell him a sundial on the side of the street. It's just all the tropey things about big cities. Just
especially New York City, yeah. Or especially New York City, like in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Very Oliver and Company.
Yeah, and then they see a group of people that are kind of like just lamenting about how horrible the city is, and Hercules is like, oh, I'm a hero, da-da-da, and they call his bullshit because he's never done anything. So...
Right, they're like, yeah, we don't care, fuck you, kid. But we already get Meg immediately back, like, oh my god, help me, Hercules, you're my hero.
There's two little
boys trapped under this log or rock or something.
Yeah, and he goes and frees them, and it's obviously, we know it's Pain and Panic, but...
Yeah, it's clear, it's obvious.
And essentially, the giant rock unleashes the Hydra.
It's
a Hydra.
Well, at first it's just a dragon.
Yeah, but it's a Hydra because you cut off one head and 3 grow in its place.
Yeah.
But, so, we get this battle sequence with the Hydra, and...
Yeah, because he initially cuts the first head off from inside of him.
Which is super gross.
Yeah.
Then 3 grow back, and he keeps cutting, and then just... It's just like a crazy fight scene.
Eventually there's thousands of heads.
So when he's about to die...
And it feels like, would you quit with the head?
Head slicing thing. Yeah. There's a rock slide. Well, he essentially causes a rock slide when...
Which I didn't understand this. Did he do that with, like, his mind?
No, there's a scene... right before he slams his fist into the rocks.
Oh, was that it? Okay, I thought he just kind of, like, moved, like, it was... that was the only thing I found a little confusing.
No. It shows him slamming his... He looks up and sees the cliff, and then he slams both of his fists into...
Okay.
The rock, and the whole thing. And you think he gets crushed, but really the...
Whatever's like, oh my god, he's dead.
But really, he's in the Hydra's hand, and he gets out, and then everyone's going crazy. The crowd's going wild because he's a real hero now.
Yeah, and now we get 0 to hero.
This is the best song in the movie.
Stop a show, going a mad monster, and you're talking SRO. He was a no one, a 0. Now he's a hunter. He's a hero. He was a kid with his act down pat. 0 to hero. Your time flat. 0 to hero. Just like that.
You don't think so?
0 to hero. I don't.
You're so bad at it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I am.
0 to hero. No time flat. No, this is the best song in the movie, in my opinion.
And this is where the merch and...
It's amazing. It's a great montage of all the stuff that he's doing. He's fighting off all of Hades' villains. The song is super fun. And
his purple drink.
Yeah, and his Air Herc shoes.
Hercs.
And just...
I'm really surprised that they didn't make any Air Hercs.
I feel like they did, but I don't know. It's, in my opinion, a super underrated song, because I think it's super fun. And,
yeah, it is fun. It's really fun.
And a good part of the movie. Hades is super pissed because he can't stop him, and then he says, "Oh, Meg, if you go find out what his weakness is, like, I'll
free you." Even though she explains that she's, like, not into men anymore at all. She's, like, full lesbian.
Yeah, she's just, she's just a little jaded. She's
like, I've been there, done that. I'm not doing that anymore.
This literally got me imprisoned by Hades. Like, I'm not into it anymore. And the guy left me. Like, fuck that guy. It's like, what is that?
Law and order up
yeah,
in here.
that's what I was going to say. I was like, God, what is going on? Because then Hercules goes to see Zeus, and Hercules is like, look at all this stuff I did. I'm so popular. I'm so cool.
And he's like, yeah, but you're not a true hero. You're going to have to look inside yourself and figure it out.
Because he's not. He's just popular. Like,
But this doesn't mean that he can't be super pissed, and he's really not happy that he's got to do more. He's like, oh man, I'm going to give up now. I'm fucking lame.
Yeah, and he's all pissed, and when it goes back to, like, his house, which... they throw in a lot of good little details, because as they're approaching, like, where they live in where they live in Thebes or whatever, there's like a celebrity tour thing, and he's like, don't forget to pick up your copy of Hercules' workout, Buns of Bronze. Yeah. And there's like, teenage girls scaling the fence and the whole thing. It's very good. And basically, he's in there and he's posing for like a picture. What would you call it? Like an urn or a vase?
A portrait on a vase or urn or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and he basically is like, I don't see the point in doing any of this, and gets mad at Phil, and Phil has to kind of give him a pep talk.
Yeah, you gotta do it, man. So then he goes out on a date with Meg, essentially.
Yeah, she like sneaks him away.
She sneaks him away,
and they go on a date, have this best day ever.
BDE. And he has just, like, his cock is, like, rock hard.
Well, yeah, she's basically, like, throwing herself at him, trying to figure out what his weakness is. And basically he's like, I don't think I have anything like that. And then they kind of have a serious moment where, it's not worth it. Like, relationships are stupid. And he's like, no, I actually really like you. And then she's starting to realize, like, oh, I really like you, too.
And she's also feeling super guilty because she's doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, because she's helping Hades, and she feels really bad. And then, basically, Phil busts them, takes Hercules away, and then we get the Can't Say I Am in Love song, which is also...
Honey, we can see right through you, girl, you can't deceive it. We know how you're feeling, who you're thinking of.
No chance, no way, I won't say it, no.
You're swoon, you're sideways.
Can't say I'm in love.
You really are really not hitting it with the... Are you doing this intentionally? You're doing this intentionally. You're getting all the songs wrong.
Although I couldn't have gotten them right either.
Oh my god. I was like, how could you get all of these wrong? They're super memorable. So I don't understand.
Well, yeah, but sometimes when you only hear something once, it's not that easy to spit it back out an hour later.
Well, I'm pretty sure this song and this sequence is like every chick's favorite part of the movie, because it's like basically all the muses are doing this like Motown vibe song with her about how she's just saying like, I'm not in love.
I actually really enjoy the muses part of this song.
Yeah, it's great because they're doing kind of humorous things in the background. They're basically telling her like, you're full of shit.
You're a lying bitch.
Look at your face. Like, it's totally fine. It's okay to be in love. You're fine. And it's just a very sweet, like, fun break in the movie. I feel like it's definitely a good part of the movie.
But then Phil catches Hades talking to Meg.
Hades shows up and he's like, I say jump, you say how high, or so, I don't know exactly what he says.
He said something like, I cut his head off and say to cook it. And she's like, and I say, like, well done or medium or something like that.
Right. So, of course, it's the classic trope of not hearing the whole conversation. Because, of course, as soon as Phil leaves...
She's like, I'm not working with you. You're a bitch. Blah, 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 blah.
And she makes the mistake of going a step further and saying he has no weaknesses. Like, you can't do... As she's, like, caressing the flower that he gave her. And the Hades is like, oh, no, you're the weakness. Yeah. This is going to be really easy.
Turns out he was right.
Oh, shit.
So, immediately, Panic and Pain capture Pegasus. Phil gets all... Phil tries to reason with Hercules.
By telling him, like, hey she's full of shit.
She's full of shit. She's working with the devil. And he's like, fuck you, man. And then he pushes him. And Phil's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm out.
Yeah, and then Hercules is like, I don't need you. I got myself. I'm fine.
Famous last words.
Yeah, because then Hades shows up and does the whole, like, swift talking. Oh, like, you give up your strength for 24 hours.
You know what when he's doing this, it's a lot like Ursula.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Because he's playing on his feelings.
And just talking a little too fast and...
People are gonna get hurt, aren't they?
Nah, I mean, it's a possibility. It happens because, it's war, but what can I tell you? Anyway. What do you owe these people, huh? Isn't Meg looking for you? Isn't she more important than they
Stop it!
Isn't she?
Moving him around just a little too much, even though you can clearly see Meg going like, don't do it!
Yeah, she's like, no, stop. She's telling him no.
Yeah.
But he's like, okay, if you promise she'll be safe. And Hades says, yes, if she gets hurt, immediately your strength will come back. Which was Hades' mistake.
Hades' mistake! That's the other song.
Oh, is it? Is that the other song that I missed? A D-cut version. And so Hercules has his strength taken away, and of course he looks like he wants to die because now he realizes that feeling like a regular person fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, he's getting and very shortly thereafter he gets beat up.
Yeah, because Hades releases all the Titans from their prison.
And they all go after Zeus, except for one, the Cyclops, which goes after Hercules.
Because Hades tells him to.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hang on 1 second, Cyclops. I got a job for you.
And Meg takes Pegasus to go find Phil because she feels like Phil can convince Hercules to
fight, yeah.
Or to not fight the Cyclops. Because at first Hercules is like, I'm going to go fight this Cyclops anyways.
But he does a bad job of it. He's just kind of letting the Cyclops kick his ass.
Right.
And when Phil shows back up, he actually starts winning.
Yeah, because he uses his brain. He, like, burns the Cyclops' eye, ties him up, all that stuff. And then in the kerfuffle, there's, like, a column that gets knocked over, and Meg pushes Hercules out of the way and gets crushed.
Yep. So she's hurt. So immediately his powers come back.
Yep. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go help my dad. Be right back.
I'm going to help my dad.
And very easily, he just... Because all of the gods were basically... Like, Hades had basically won at this point.
Yeah, he had won, all except for Hercules.
Yeah, so he comes, lets everybody free, and basically gets rid of the Titans. And then he's chasing Hades, and then he goes back to Meg.
She dies.
Which is sad.
So Hercules goes to hell.
Oh, sorry, kid. There's some things you just can't change. Yes, I can.
To get Meg, and it's like, why did you go to hell? Are you because you were a whore? No, just kidding.
Everybody goes to hell. That's the whole thing of this world.
I think of any world, right?
Well, I don't know about that.
All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah, there's that. And I actually really like this part. I like that in the movie. I think hell is animated really cool, or the underworld is animated really cool. Just the way all this.
It's hell. You can just call it hell.
The souls are going around, and so Hercules tells Hades, "Let me trade places. Let me get her out." And Hades is like, "Okay, sure," because he thinks that Hercules will die before he gets Meg out. And he's like swimming through the death river, aging, and the fates are about to cut his line. And then he gets turned into a god again.
His line turns gold.
This line won't cut. What is the matter with these scissors? What do you mean the thread won't cut?
It's funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very funny. And he gets out, and he's all glowing because he's a god now.
Yep. He's a golden god.
Yep. And
he kicks Hades' ass, kind of, like, pushes him around, punches him in the face.
And Hades gets thrown into the Death River with all the souls.
And Hercules carries Meg's soul back to her body.
Mm-hmm.
And he sticks it in her.
Something like that, or just kind of drops it and it falls in, but, you know. And then the cloud carries them up to Mount Olympus.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, you can come home,
and
you're
Pegasus
awesome.
takes Phil up there.
Yeah, they're all there, and then he decides, they basically tell him, like, oh, because you did the act of ultimate sacrificing yourself, now you're a hero, now you can come back. But he says, no, I want to stay on Earth with Meg, because...
Yeah, I want to bang Meg until she dies, then I'll come up.
That's where I belong, and so
or
then...
at least until she gets kind of old.
Is that what he says?
I think that's what he said.
But he would be getting old, too, because he's mortal again.
I don't think he's really mortal again.
Yes, he is. He's not glowing anymore.
I don't think so. I think they just are like, oh yeah, we'll just pretend like you're not mortal so you can get it in, and then you'll come back.
No, gosh,
because there's no way that they would be like, yeah, we're going to just watch you die in 72 years. No,
I mean...
they're not doing it. They're just like, okay, kid, we'll give you some space to let this run out, you know...
It's a little bit of a stretch.
We'll just see about this. We'll just give you a few minutes with her.
We'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens when she gets her first wrinkle, son.
Oh my god. So they go back and everything's happy, and then we get the final song, the Star is Born song, where everything is super happy, and Phil gets the stars in the sky of Hercules, and they go, that's Phil's boy, and Phil cries, and it's really cute.
But the more important thing that happened to Phil was up on Mount Olympus when he's getting side play with a side goddess.
With Aphrodite.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Yeah, it's good. The whole end, everybody gets what they want. It's great. Everything's happy, and that's the end of the movie.
Shout it from the mountain tops. A star is born. It's the time for pulling out the stars. A star is born. Honey, hit it with a highlight. The kid came shining through. Go sing the song. I'll show you home. A star is born.
Okay, what you got?
So, make your own award. The Danny DeVito Small Cast Big Impact Award of...
What do you mean small cast, big impact? Like he's short?
Well, it's kind of supposed to be funny.
Double entendre?
He's small. His part in the movie is small.
Isn't he's like the second main character?
On the thing, he's listed like 7th.
Okay, alright, fair enough. So what is it called again?
The Danny DeVito Memorial Small Cast Big Impact Award.
Well, okay. I also had one. I had the Megra Sassy Bitch Award, because she's just like so sassy and so funny, and she's got great little quips to come back at everybody and everything, and
she is very well written.
She's a very smart character that it's not just like, oh, you're hot. Like she has an interesting personality and an interesting backstory, and she's one of my favorite female characters.
That's probably part of the problem with the movie, of why it's underrated. People are like, she's so complicated.
God, she's like a real person. It's weird. Fuck that. We want silent bitches.
My second award is perfect casting for James Woods, obviously.
Yeah, which I gave him an Yzma award. I didn't do the perfect casting because it just seemed too easy, but I gave him an Yzma award because he is better than Hercules.
Oh my god, and he also wins a Yzma award for me.
God, he's just so popular.
He's sweeping the categories.
James Woods, 7 Academy Awards.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
7 Disney Odd Pod Awards.
Do you have another award?
I have 2, actually.
I have one more too.
So the first one, and maybe you can help me decide. It's the Ken Meets Barbie Character Introduction Award.
Oh, is it for Phil and Hercules?
Well, it's either the Zeus and Hercules introduction, the Phil and Hercules introduction, or the Herc and Meg introduction.
I feel like it's the Phil Meets Hercules.
Okay.
And that's the one I gave it to. I gave the same award to that one.
Okay, gotcha.
Because, I mean, Hercules meets his dad is like, that's kind of obvious why it's going to be good. Him meeting the first, like, really hot chick he's ever seen, obviously, there's going to be something there. But him meeting Phil, and there's a huge song and dance, that's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And my last one was, there's a few Monkeys Uncle bangers on this soundtrack, in my opinion. Zero to Hero, obviously. Won't Say I'm in Love and Go the Distance are all really good. And I do like the Danny DeVito song as well. I didn't remember liking that as much as a kid, but I
thought they were all good. I just didn't.
I feel like Zero to Hero is one of the most underrated Disney songs. And same with the because when people talk about this movie, they only talk about the Go the Distance song.
He's going the distance.
Would you stop? Which it's a good emotional song, but it's not.
Which one is that one?
I can find my way. I can go the distance. And it's an emotional, like, you can do it song, but I feel like the Zero to Hero and Won't Say I in Love are better songs than that one.
So do you have like a biggest surprise or disappointment?
I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, but I'm just disappointed that this movie and soundtrack don't get more love from people like me who grew up watching these movies, and it's not talked about in the same way that other movies are talked about, and it makes me sad.
I was surprised that it was literally a non-stop exciting train ride. We did not stop the movie one time. We usually will pause.
Shut up!
Shh! Luke! Willie, quiet! They can't even hear us. Usually we pause these movies to get like popcorn or another drink or to go to the bathroom or something. We didn't pause this one time. And I think that's the first time in any movie we've ever watched.
I mean, I wasn't about to pause it.
I wasn't about to pause it either. That's what I mean. Like, I thought about it and I was like, no, next part. No, next part. No, next. Oh, it's the end of the movie.
Well, late entry fun fact. If we were going to pause in the direct middle, the very middle of the movie is during the Hydra fight scene, and Hades says, "Relax, guys, it's only halftime."
Yeah.
That is the literal exact point of the movie.
Yeah, of course.
If anybody wants to pause it at the halfway point, that's the halfway point.
So obviously nobody's remaking this.
Well, they are doing a live action, but I actually could see a live action for this.
It'll never be as good.
No, probably not. But I think it could be good, though.
Well, here's the thing, because you're not going to get James Woods.
Correct, sir.
No.
He's blacklisted for being a Republican. So you're not going to get him. You're not going to get Danny DeVito. I mean, I don't know how Danny DeVito's even still alive.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's just, but
I mean, you're not going to get, like, who is going to take those parts? Who's even capable of doing what they do and making it as interesting? I don't see it out there. I'm not like, oh my god, like, this guy's so good. Oh.
I mean, I have no idea who you would cast. I have no idea who you would cast for a Hades. Like,
who's a fast talking cool guy?
I have no idea. And like, who would you cast for Meg? I have no idea.
I think Meg is pretty easy to cast, but
I don't know. She's got to have that it factor, and she has to be able to sing, and she's got to be hot. So I don't know. And be likable and not just hot.
Likable-ish.
They are making one, and I could see one. I'm not completely against a live action remake for this movie.
I would rather see a sequel.
What would the sequel be?
When he goes up to be a god, and then there's some kind of war or something.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you.
Like Meg dies in a tragic accident, and he goes and he decides he's going to go back to be a god.
She got struck by lightning. What the hell happened?
And Zeus is like, oh, I don't know, son.
She's old. Come on.
I don't know what happened.
Folly, come up here and have actual god kids. Come on.
But I did also think it was really funny in the Zero to Hero sequence when they flash back to his Earth parents and they just have this like fat house. Did you see that?
Wait, what now?
So in the Zero to Hero sequence, when he's rising to fame, there's a point where it flashes to his Earth parents in their house, and they have this giant like Pantheon fat house because now he's rich and he's giving them a bunch of money. And they're like high-fiving. It's really funny to me.
I didn't catch that, but that is funny.
But that's what I mean. You catch different things when you watch it, but it's...
But see, this is a movie that, once again, this movie has enough that you could watch it 5 or 6 times before you really grasp everything that they did.
Well, I watched this movie a lot when I was a kid.
That's what I mean. So yeah, you've rounded it out. You now know the songs. You know, because the songs are good, but they're not that catchy where I know them now.
I think they're pretty good.
After one viewing, I don't. I made that clear because I think that that's one of the easiest nits that you can pick is that the songs are good, but they're not super catchy.
I disagree.
Right off the bat? No, man.
Well,
because if they were catchy, I would be able to dun 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 but dun dun.
I disagree. I find all the songs very catchy and fun.
I said they're fun. I said they're good. They're just not the catchiest, which is not even a bad thing. Sometimes having super catchy songs makes them not as good in the long run.
I guess you just have to be a little more
Color pop and cool chick.
cool to get this movie.
Well, so what I wrote for final thoughts is this is cool. It's a cool movie.
It is a cool movie.
Yeah.
And it, like, if you're like, yeah, Hercules is my favorite Disney movie, then I'm like, yeah, you're cool. You're not
Cool.
just gonna pick some
Cool
basic
guy.
Lion King bullshit. Cool. This is a deep cut.
I feel like you have to have an emotional connection for it to be your favorite Disney movie.
That's fine.
I'm just saying that there's a different kind of thing for that. Anyhow, so did you get a budget for this film?
I forgot to write
So
it
did
down.
I,
Okay,
so-
hold on. Hold, please.
Hey, we haven't watched Jeopardy in quite a stretch.
We can watch it tonight if you want.
No, I want to watch The Office.
But I need to rewatch that episode.
Okay, good.
Just that one.
We can watch that episode.
Okay.
I don't care.
So the budget was only $85 million.
That's pretty good.
They made $253 million.
That's not great for one of these movies, but
But,
you know,
like I said,
it didn't lose money by
you had
any
to be
stretch.
cool to like this movie.
So, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie is?
Probably
Kinda just
like-
looked at it off my page.
No, I didn't. It's probably like 80 something because critics and people are stupid.
Yeah, the critics' score is 82. The people give it 76.
Well, the people can eat a fat dick. They don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know what else you're looking for when you watch this. It's like, wait, what did you mean?
Oh, and we didn't even talk about the animation.
Oh, the animation's good.
It's it's supposed to be like Greek mythology, like.
But and they used the same kind of animation for the Kuzco movie. For
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove is the same animation.
Well, a little bit different, but yeah, it's very similar. But it looks like what a Greek mythology, like that, the style and the angles of everything is supposed to be like that. Like everything was well thought out. You got an awesome villain. You have fun songs, a good, interesting plot where every scene does
Love is
something.
an open door. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, shut up. But yeah, I don't get people. I don't know. It's fine. I think that maybe people this was a little fringe level weird for people, maybe. Maybe some people don't like Greek mythology. I also really like Greek mythology.
I mean, it's still 82. It's just not a 90 something.
And maybe that's why I like it so much, because I like Greek mythology a lot.
Perhaps. So, if you're going to rate this movie, Hat, what would you rate it?
I mean, I'm not gonna drag it out too much, but I still love this movie, 100%.
Okay.
I love this movie.
I was going to say, if you didn't give it 100, I would have to tell you to fuck off.
No, and it's 10 out of 10 Air Herc shoes, because the Air Herc shoes... Okay, secretly one of the funniest parts of the movie...
The Air Hercs are funny.
...is when Hades is getting really mad, and then he hears Pain wearing the Air Herc shoes, and he's like, I thought they were kind of flashy, and he's like... Are you fucking kidding me?
And then Panic is drinking the
soda.
juice.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's
It is.
the funniest part of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree with that.
And they had those cups at, I think it was McDonald's or Burger King or something.
I'm pretty sure it was McDonald's. Because it was almost always McDonald's for those things.
But yeah, no, 10, for me, 10, and I realized, like, I've been talking about that, but I would have been honest if I felt like it was less good than I remembered. But no, I love this movie, and I think I like it more even now because I picked up on more things than I did as a kid.
I gave it a 92. It's good.
92?
It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's really good.
So you are pleasantly surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Well,
It's
no,
good.
but it's not like when I was like, oh my god, I love Emperor's New Groove, and you were like, it was okay. Even though now you're like looking back, you're like, actually...
No. You know what? I had that like the bump of actually I think it's bad. Well, it's still good. I didn't give it a bad score, but I don't necessarily want to watch it again.
So weird.
I don't know.
Such a weird take.
Although I don't really want to watch most of these again because we have to keep watching all of them, so it's
We do.
really almost impossible to rewatch one of them.
We do. It's true. We just have to keep watching them. God, what a drag. We gotta watch these fun movies and then have a discussion about it.
What a buck and fummer. Let's see here.
Zero to hero, no time flat. Zero to hero, just like that. When he smiled, the crowds went wild with oozing
And this time we get number 384.
That sounds familiar.
Does it?
Not gonna lie, it does a little bit. It's in like the 2018s, 2017s.
2016s.
Well, okay.
Wow, what a back-to-back. This is almost wasteful.
Wait, did we haven't watched this?
Oh no, we have not watched this.
What is it, like Toy Story 2?
From 2016?
Oh
Toy
wait,
Story 2,
I don't
really?
know.
Really? That's your guess?
Is it Toy Story 4?
No, from 2016, it's Moana. It's what's happening here?
Yes!
No, it's not good to get all these good movies all in a row.
I am Moana!
Because this means that we're going to get a lot of shitty movies in a row, man.
Great. We've been wanting to watch Moana, though.
I understand that, but like, it's not good when we get two good movies like this in a row, because that means we're going to get like 5 horrible 0% movies.
It's fine.
We're not supposed to get 200%ers in a row.
You don't know it's going to be 100%.
It'll be... See, this is, once again, it's like, oh, no, what's the mystery? Oh, is it going to be 92? Is it going to be 98? Is it going to be 100? Oh, no, it's Moana.
But you haven't seen it.
But I saw part of it in the van.
You saw like 15 minutes of it.
Well, but it was really good. It was like a half an hour of it, or 35 minutes, and it was really good.
In a van on the way from Disney World to the airport.
So what? I saw the middle chunk of the movie, which was really good.
I think you basically saw from when she met Maui.
Is that the chicken?
No, chicken is Hey Hey. No, Maui is The Rock's character.
Oh, yeah, The Rock. Yeah,
and he's saying that, you're welcome.
Yeah, see, and I already know that this has the best songs in almost any Disney movie.
It does have pretty good songs. It's not even just the main songs.
And I've heard songs, yeah, because they're all good.
It's
that chick that sings these songs is really good.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
So, big surprise for next week with Moana.
So, yeah. But I've only watched the movie in its entirety one time. And it was I think after it came out. I didn't see it I didn't see this one in theaters.
It'll be the highest rated movie with The Rock that we ever have.
Well, but this part is like better for him, I think. I don't know. And you don't have to look at him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really...
Although that character is essentially him, but whatever.
Well, it was actually a pre-fun fact. It was modeled after his grandfather, apparently. They literally looked at a picture of his like grandfather. And
Rocky Maivia? The first?
Or great-grandfather or something. Because apparently The Rock is actually partial Hawaiian, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So.
He's like, yeah. No, we won't even get into
Either way. Well, next week we will watch I Am Moana.
Yep. So, in the meantime, send us an email, disneyoddpod@gmail.com. Like, subscribe.
Leave us a review, and let us know about those 5 stars that you've got kicking around in your brain, that you've just been on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh shit, I feel so good after watching Hercules that I have to give you 5 stars. So we can go from 0 to hero podcast.
And really, if you just want to let us know that you're listening, give us a like on Facebook. We just like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like to know who's listening out there.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this has been Disney Odd Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm Dee. Bye!
Okay, you're trying to get all up there?
Well, I'm trying to just get all my feet under the thing. It's cold in here.
Why are your feet so cold? Jesus Christ, that's usually my problem. There, you good? You comfy?
It's cold in the gym basement.
You cozy?
Yeah, this is good.
You comfy cozy?
Comfy, cozy, and right.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready?
I don't know if anything can really prepare you for this, but yeah, I'm ready.